We are the DFPN. Always question the answers.
No Gimmicks Podcast, and we bring it to you. Every time we turn live, man, you know it's the truth. Every after show, moving down, it's the time to move around. No Gimmicks Podcast is going down. Every night, every time in the ring, this is the time for the No Gimmicks. No, we doing our thing. What's your state of mind? State divine. Moving down a statement when we take the line. This is exactly wrestling the state design. When you see Stone Cold like me, with the stunner in the world, exactly, man, what we bring. Every night we move like Brock Lesnar, the F5, no gimmicks. We take you to your limit, what's the feeling? When we live in the air, you know we on, it's the time. Guarantee we move, you know how we respond. The state is mine, the state design when we feel it. Moving down, what's the healing? No gimmicks is the feeling.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the No Gimmicks Podcast here on the DFPN. It is a Thursday. We have a good Saturday coming up. The Purge is finally here. We are here to talk about it. This is our MPX show. Welcome once again to my co-host, The Choice, Matt Andrews. Welcome back, buddy. How are you?
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you. I definitely missed doing this last week. I know that was a lot of me being around for Dragon Slayer. So being the voice of North Texas means that I got to be at shows sometimes on Thursdays. So that was a great show, by the way. And
I heard it was.
I know this is an MPX show, but I gotta say that, and I say this, I don't know the best way to say this, but like the support that Dragon Slayer has for all of the shows in the area, they're liking posts, they're sharing posts, they're supporting them, and the soon-to-be opened Iron Warriors Pro, the support that those two promotions give to the other promotions that have already existed well before them, like that's ideal. You want people in the indie wrestling community to support each other, and those two have been prime examples of just like going on and like, yeah, that's awesome. Go watch some good wrestling. So
no, that's dope. And I'm gonna say this here. So this is an MPX show, but I kind of do want to start opening this up to North Texas, man, because the scene, as we'll talk about here in a second, the scene itself is getting bigger, and I am starting to see more people support each other, and that needs to be highlighted. It really does.
Yeah, when I started out, it was almost taboo to even say that you were wrestling in another company, no matter how far out it was, right? I mean, we're talking about a time where people would refuse to go over because of how they would look on somebody else's show. And it's like, look, we all kind of agree that these promotions exist as their own multiverse kind of things, right? You and I have talked about this before. And so if you're a completely different character, if you're in a completely different storyline somewhere else, who cares what you look like on one other show? So I love seeing wrestlers support each other and support growing, right? Because the only way you can really grow, not just as a fan, as a performer, you got to get out of your bubble.
Exactly.
It's great to be the voice of MPX. I'm very happy to be, not voice of MPX. Sorry, Cody. But like I'm happy to be the in-ring voice of MPX, right? To be able to say that, which is great, and I will honor that constantly. But you don't grow your brand by staying in one place.
Right.
I know Bobby Horn posted something on Facebook the other day about, whether he thinks, is it better to go around to a bunch of different promotions and be around a bunch of mediocre talent, or do you stay in one promotion and like sharpen your skills there against some of the best if that promotion brings in the best? Can't you do both? Is that okay to do both? Like, even if you're going up against mediocre talent, like you're still finding an aspect of your game to improve. And hell, I mean, it shows that you can work with anybody, and that is a desirable trait if you're trying to grow.
Yeah, well said, man. Well said. And the thing that's stuck out to me the most is something that Matt Cardona said, and I really think that if more people listened to it and applied it, like it would be awesome. And he says, like, just take the booking, whatever it is, like more exposure for him, and like just take it, whatever it is, I'll take it.
Sure. And I mean, that, obviously there's a caveat, right? You got to make sure the place is trustworthy. You got to make sure you're not going to be, at danger or anything, or you're working with safe people. But at the same time, like, look, if it's coming along and they're going to pay you and like you're in good hands and going to be safe, take it. The more promotions you can add on and say that, you're working your way around the state, the better. There was somebody, I'm hoping I'm not going to expose him too much because I'm not trying to bury anybody necessarily, but there was somebody that I was asking about this upcoming August the 9th show. And they said, who's Athena? And I was like, excuse me?
Get out.
Like, if you can't be in this industry and not watch your product, right? Again, like, it's cool to be the face of whatever promotion you're at, but like, I guess I would hate if somebody else came there and was like, I don't know who you are. Like, that's a terrible feeling. You want people to you want to go around and kind of get the notoriety, like, oh, it's a good thing that this person's on this show. We're glad to see that this person's here. But to not be in tune with the main stage product, I mean, that would like be me being a baseball fan and saying like, oh, who's Aaron Judge? Or who's, like, that's, you can't do that.
Yeah. Somebody doing it on a big level, like, you gotta know who this person is.
Sure. Yeah. Or like not knowing that, or if you're in Houston, I see people on TikTok like, hey, I'm in the Houston area and I don't know of any wrestling schools around. I'm like, are you kidding me? Not only is it a simple Google search, but in Houston, Texas, you don't know that Booker T exists? Like,
right. And schools in Houston are like churches, bro. They're pretty much on every corner. All you gotta do is look.
And I get it if you don't know that Athena runs MPX. Like, she's kind of kept that quiet until that all-in presser, right? I kind of feel like not a whole lot of people knew that outside of the local area. So if you didn't know that was in existence, okay, cool, I get that. But like, like Houston and not knowing that Booker T runs down there, come on, that's pretty easy. He says it on TV every week,
right?
So you gotta pay attention to where you want to be. I know I've said it before. I feel like I'm talking a lot right now. Sorry, I just
man, keep going.
But like,
keep going.
I've said it on Facebook before. Dress for the job you want, right? But that also goes to perform how you're going. If you want to get noticed by the big ups, you kind of got to talk like them. You got to use their same language. You got to have the same, not necessarily the same inflections, but like, you're not going to go on there and start cussing up a storm on commentary because, and you're going to try to get noticed by the big companies. They're not going to allow you there. Right. So you got to be able to work within the limits of where you're trying to go. Now, if that's all you're going to do, okay, cool. You want to be the popular internet voice guy. All right, fine. Do that. But like, don't be mad if somebody's like, oh, I don't know why WWE's not calling me, or I don't know why TNA isn't calling me. I thought I was one of the best ones. Are you performing like you're going to be up there? Then no.
Awesome. And shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We got some people.
I was gonna say, I keep seeing this number grow in front of me. Like, that's crazy.
That's awesome, man. Shout out to N. What up, CJ? He says, yo, Laura Pulver, welcome to the show. Says every venue, every company, every event I work, I learn something.
You've got to.
And sometimes I learn not to do things, but I still learn. And that that's just getting around.
It's a learning experience, right? So I mean, I know Laura has been excited, and congrats to the Pulvers on getting being able to shoot the Rhodes Wrestling Association over the weekend. That's a huge deal for them.
Awesome.
But that's what I mean. Like, you get to your bigger and better places by putting your name out there. Don't just stay hidden in one place and expect to go places.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, CJ says that's when I hung up my commentary dreams.
Look, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that if you're going to try to get to a place, then you got to kind of commentate like you hear them on TV.
Right. Exactly, man. So, yeah, that's a good discussion, a very good discussion. I do want to talk about, because we haven't talked in a while.
Sure.
And one of the things that struck me, speaking of Athena, and MPX is all in, right?
Oh yeah.
And your experience at All In, and my experience at All In, because we were both in the building. So
Right.
how did you experience it on your side?
So I will say this straight up, and this is from a self-admitted guy that does not tune into AEW on a regular basis. I keep up with the company through social media, so I'm
Right.
aware of certain angles and storylines. I was not aware that this was going to be an 8-hour show. Um, from 12 o'clock, and this
It
is
was a
from
job, bro.
it was
It
it
was a
was, and
job.
I feel bad. I would have prepared better otherwise, and by that I mean like food or comfort, as it were. And I mean, thank God that the stadium is air conditioned and
Yeah,
inside, right? Like
yeah,
that's great.
yeah.
But yeah, 8-hour wrestling show is a lot if you're not prepared for it. um, my experience, so the tickets, the social media, and then like some other source had 3 different start times for it, so we didn't know when to show up.
Mm.
And I don't knock that. It's just like, give me a time when certain things are happening, and give me a time when the show starts, and I'll plan my day accordingly around that. Like, give me the option of what I want to go see. I didn't realize that the 12 o'clock start time meant that that's when the talk show was starting. As a person, as a person live and in the stadium, that does me no good. Like,
Yes,
oh, there they
yes.
are down there. Great. Like,
I can't hear a thing.
can't hear a thing. And it'd be
I
different,
can't hear
right?
anything.
If they
No,
if actually streamed that inside the stadium, okay.
it would have been better. Yeah, I agree with that. It would have been way better because for 2 hours, and I'm the same way. For 2 hours, we're just like, okay.
What do
And
we
then
do?
occasionally they play a video and the
Yeah,
whole arena can see it. But other than that, like once they got to until they got to the matches, which took about a good hour,
it did.
like you were just there. And
Yeah,
I was the same way. I was like, bro, I could have been doing like going to get merch or doing any other thing than just waiting.
could have slept in. I'm just
Agreed.
saying. Aside from that, once the show actually started going, I gotta like that was a great production. Like top to bottom,
Yes.
everything in that, there really very few notes. I know you and I talked during the show through social media that
Yep.
we couldn't hear stuff that was happening in the ring.
Right.
If there was dialogue going on in the ring, we didn't hear it.
Didn't hear it.
Um,
Nope.
I know I commented to you, somebody got thrown into the stairs, and it was like it was on mute. Like I didn't
Yep.
hear it. And that's impressive because like the stairs make a pretty good amount of noise.
Yes.
And for me not to hear that in the slightest, I was like, oh, all right then.
The
Yeah,
issue was that stadium, and for pro wrestling, I finally experienced what this was like. In that stadium, the sound goes straight up.
oh yeah,
So you don't hear if you're not close to it, you're not gonna hear it.
sure. Yeah, and which is unfortunate, right? Because I think that also played into a lot of the social media stuff saying, that the
You
the
can't hear
Texas
the
crowd is really
crowd.
dull. And
Yeah.
like, which you should immediately know that something's wrong with that, right? Because there's never been a time, I don't think, where a wrestling show has come to Texas and the crowd has been accused of being dead,
Right.
especially in the Dallas area. Dallas
Especially in
is,
this area. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
um,
always a lively crowd. And
right.
I will say for this show, that was probably the loudest crowd I've been around.
That was pretty great.
It was wild.
The WrestleMania crowd was great too when they were here in Dallas the first
Yep.
time. That was when Cardona or Zack Ryder won that Intercontinental
Yep.
Championship. That was a fantastic crowd as well. For the size of this, they put out a lot of noise. There was a
Yeah,
lot of
they
noise in
did.
that building. So,
Yeah, they
um,
did.
and they knew what was going on too, which is great,
Yep.
right? Like it really helps when the crowd knows what's going on, can follow along, and understands the nuances of the long-term storytelling that got carried out. Um, I didn't realize the whole line between Swerve and Hangman. I didn't realize that had gone on for as long as it did. I
Years. Yeah.
I honestly thought that was like late last year. Did not
Now
realize that
they've
whole
been going
house
for
burning thing,
years.
all of
Yep.
that has been going on for a while. So That makes it even more poetic and wonderful. Um, I we were talking about Athena and the casino battle royale. I will say I was confused by the rules of it. I'm glad they put the men's on first, because I was unfamiliar with it. I thought it was just like a gauntlet match, and it's not. It's once the pin happens, it doesn't matter
That's
who else
it.
is in the match.
Yeah.
That adds an extra layer of intrigue to me. So I enjoy that. I like that concept a lot. Um, I like that they put it on Athena. I do. If she's listening, she's gonna kill me. I I'm wondering if, I mean, obviously she earns it, right? She earned it. This is a great, compelling storyline, right?
Yep.
I wonder how far in advance this was the plan to have Athena win the gauntlet, because
Hmm.
she wasn't on the card until like 2 days before, right? She didn't announce that she was in the in the gauntlet match until after Super Card of Honor.
True.
And so, like, is that one of those things where Tony Khan's like, yeah, well, here, we'll make it up. We'll get you the title. We'll get you the win on this. Now, again, all that said, it's a great storyline. You've
Yep.
got you've got somebody on top of the world is timeless Tony Storm, and now the fallen goddess Athena, who under the radar, because Ring of Honor has been booked under the radar,
Yep.
is the longest reigning champion and has been completely dominant, more so than Tony Storm.
Yep.
So it's going to be great to see what they do with this. I hope they give it time to breathe. There's no need to rush any of this.
And so far, it looks like they've been doing that, and I like that they're doing that because it's building up the suspense. Will she do it or won't she do it? Will she cash it in or will she not? I
Well,
like that.
and at the same time, it's only been 2 weeks.
Well, true, true.
So I mean, like, I appreciate the early tease. I'm hoping they do something where it's like, oh, there's early teases because it's still fresh in everybody's mind. Then they kind of
Leave it.
occasionally interact here and there. But Athena's got that contract for I don't know how long, but like I gotta think it's like at least a year or something, right? Is that what the terms
Yeah,
are?
it's a year. You have a year.
Yeah, so we got a good long while to let this marinate, right?
Yep.
And then I love the side storylines with Billy Starks, and that is a storyline that has been breathing.
Yes.
I remember
Yes.
I remember talks years, like a couple of years ago, of Billy Starks turning on Athena and not taking the punishment anymore, and just there's great opportunity for that to be the bigger storyline than the Athena Tony Storm storyline, honestly.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. And having Billy involved so early, I think is good too.
Sure, yeah,
Because it
absolutely.
drags her along for the ride. I like that.
Yeah, and now we've got Alex Windsor, who's kind of the new shiny toy, who I'm pretty sure is just going to get fed to Athena, just so AEW fans know what Athena's about. Because again, if you're not familiar with Ring of Honor, you don't know what Athena's about, except through social media. And so if you're just an
Right.
AEW person who's never seen ROH, you don't know Athena. And having somebody like Alex Windsor, who has a pretty good following, in the ring there, that's a great chance for AEW fans to kind of see what Athena is all about.
Yep, absolutely. And then there's another story brewing there too. And I'm hoping that's on the other side of an Athena win. And it's because we've seen them in the ring before, and that's her and Tekla. I think they need to build Tekla, and then that could be somebody for Athena on the other side.
Sure, and I mean that's three challengers right there, because
Right off the bat. Yep.
Tekla just aligned herself with Julia Hart and Sky Blue.
Yep.
So again, great viable opponents, all with different looks and different attitudes and different ways to carry a story. And we know Athena knows how to tell a story and how to carry along a storyline. So it's going to be a great year's worth of AEW programming.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But the time has come, my guy.
What?
Let's jump in to this week's MPX. Look forward to, it's finally here, the
Yes.
Purge.
Yes.
All right, it's here, and boy, do we have some matches on deck.
Extraordinarily excited for the matches that we've got already lined up for it, and that's not even most of the card either.
Yep.
I will be one of the first to admit probably that the Purge kind of snuck up on all of us, honestly. With the Revolver show having happened, with All In taking place, the Purge is just kind of like, oh, hey, there it is. Crap, like right around the corner kind of thing. And props to MPX for being able to book this week's shows with the talent that we've got.
Yeah.
Coming off of a show like Matthew Palmer's Wild West show, which is kind of, it was a laugher of a show. There were a couple of important storylines to it. Don't get me wrong. But it's one of those like, okay, you've seen MPX do its kind of funny stuff and all that. But by the way, the Purge is happening, and here's the craziness to expect from that. Really excited to see the tag team match, honestly, if we can start with that one.
Let's start with it.
Yeah, House Sagan making their defense with Tatum Manning fully bought on, and Cody Cox brought it up on commentary. House Sagan was successful when they weren't on the same page. Now imagine what they can do while they are on the same page.
Yes, yeah, and I saw a post from Tatum Manning, and I was like, oh man. Oh man, he's saying step into the sun now, and I'm like, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, I ain't mad at you, honestly. I'm not mad, and it was going like I said. Like, how does this having gold affect him? And for now, it seems like it's brought him over fully on House Sagan's page.
Sure. Again, who's to blame? You can't really blame him, right? Winning heals a lot of stuff, but sitting in the back of the mind there, like, I'm going to say it and I'm going to put it out there, and I don't know if anybody's going to challenge it, but like, how does his girlfriend feel about all this?
Ooh.
Like, that's where this whole thing started.
Yep.
And now it's just kind of like, okay, I'm in now. So I don't know.
I mean, look at Tatum before House Sagan, and look at him now.
I know.
Whether he liked it or he didn't like it, he's in a better position with House Sagan than he was before he joined House Sagan. That's just a fact.
Sure, and maybe all that success is leading to a happy household kind of thing.
Correct.
A lot of conversations happen. A lot can happen in the 8 months now that this has been going on.
Yep.
I mean, I just watched rewatched the Texas Rumble a little bit ago, and like it's been going on since that. That's January, my man. Like it's been a long story.
It's been a long story.
Yeah, and so maybe there's more to the story still to be told, but it's like, man, there's so much that those two can accomplish together, especially also having been former tag team champs before. Before the whole House Sagan deal. Like, these guys are very familiar with each other, but they got to go against the brothers. They got to go against Tommy and Gabe, and interesting note, that probably the biggest note from last week is that the Scorn are fully against House Sagan.
Yep.
And that has earned them a little bit more, I guess, respect and excitement from the MPX addicts. Where
it was time.
Yeah. It's easy to go up against the cult like mentality of House Sagan, and if you're not going to buy into that, well, then you might as well take him down. And if you're going to
Yep.
go for the tag team championships, then you got to go against the Cult. Then buy into that fully.
Yep.
Go ahead, headstrong into that.
Laura brings up a good point. She says, "What better way to get revenge than from the inside?"
Well, right. We talked about that back at Destiny when he had to
Yep.
win it, you know?
Yep.
And so there's stories to be told, I'm sure. And we were just talking about year-long storytelling. We could get there. We could get there.
We could get there.
So,
but I don't know, man. It looks like Tatum has kind of closed the door on that idea a little bit by completely buying into what House Sagan has to offer.
sure. And if it's all a ruse, then the man needs some sort of acting award. I don't know if the column is still around for Dallas theater, but if this is all a ruse, then he needs a full-on award because he looks like he is the happiest he's been in some time. I haven't seen a
Exactly.
smile on his face like that in quite some time. So
Either he's playing a really good game or he's completely lost it. It's
or
one of the
found
two.
it.
Or found it, yes.
Mm.
Completely found it.
But yeah, I'd be interested to see. This is the Scorns. God, this has to be their third, fourth time at trying to get their sixth title reign.
Yep.
Right. So it's
Yep.
been a while. I know we were talking about them having to find their way. I'm still not convinced that they're completely on the not same page, but I'm still not convinced that they're fully back on track, so to speak, teaming with Travis Cuddy last week and
Yep.
getting that win is definitely a momentum builder. And so I think that helps. But I feel like these guys are still super freshly removed from Malico. And so that's,
More on him in a minute.
I kind of want to see if they have their sea legs under them, so to speak, so that they can try to go up against House Sagan for these titles.
I like that they're back kind of on the same page, but I do worry what a loss does for them in this match.
Sure. And speaking of Malico, don't forget he's going to be in the building this weekend.
Yep. I was going to say we'll get to him in a minute.
Yeah.
So,
I'd be interested to see if there's any kind of interaction and if it's like water under the bridge kind of thing where it's like, okay, I admit defeat. We're good now. Please leave me alone. We have an important match tonight kind of thing. So we'll see on that, but very much an interesting matchup for Malico this weekend going up against Mr. Purge himself, the Texas Chainsaw.
Yep, absolutely. When that match got announced, I was like, "Oh man."
Yeah,
Oh, man.
I'm looking forward to that kind of thing, and it should be stressed that the Purge is a night of no rules and complete lawlessness. And so to watch these two, the ruler of the mad world, going up against somebody who's pretty much synonymous with the Purge, this will be a very interesting, probably a very violent match.
I'm here for it.
Okay. Well, I mean, you got to be. It's the Purge, right? Like
I'm here
this
for
has
it.
to be. So yeah, looking forward to that match for sure. And then of course, Rex Mori and Red Chambers, kind of
I
a
was
match
going to
that
get
I
to
feel
that
like
one.
I feel like this is a match that's almost a little out of left field here, right? There's not really any kind of like built up anything, but it's two guys that we know can 100% go.
Yep.
Maury has a lot of pent up frustration. He's kind of been on a losing streak at MPX, honestly. He took the loss against Becker. He's took the loss against Schaefer. So it's I'd be interested to see what kind of Rex comes out in this match against Red Chambers.
Absolutely. And I'm that match I'm actually really excited for.
Yeah. It was the first one announced for the show. And so, they let off with a banger for sure. We've seen Red Chambers go up in hardcore matches against Sky, right? He's answered Sky's open challenge before. Chambers himself has been known to get down and dirty right with them. So, but Rex and that fork, man. I feel like if this was if this was like a card game, like a trading card game, Rex and the Fork after AEW's All In, like it would be augmented because like, oh look, a fork got used on
Yep.
a national program. Well, now Rex has it, so yeah,
Acceptable.
yeah, right.
But let's get to another match I'm really excited for because we've been here before, but this time the stakes are a little bit higher. And
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the MPX title match with Michael Schaefer, Brick Savage.
Yeah, it's easy to forget the fact that Brick Savage has to go against the entirety of Team Purple,
Yes.
from
And
Fight
this is
with
where this
Survive.
match is coming from.
Yeah, and so it was interesting that Tommy Prince and Tommy did not fare very well against the World Breaker in the slightest. But now Savage, they've got a much bigger challenge in Michael Schaefer. But it's somebody that they've been to battles with before and fought
Yep.
before.
Yep.
So I'm very interested to see how the World Break. It's not going to be as one-sided as the match against Tommy Prince was, that's for sure.
Yeah. And this is a legit threat to Brick's title.
Yes, 100%. And the other thing to keep in mind is like how extra motivated is Hal Sagan going to be, assuming that Sagan keeps the tag team championships? Because now you could have Hal
good point.
Sagan there, extra motivated to have Michael Schaefer beat Brick Savage for that championship, so that Hal Sagan has control of almost all the gold in MPX.
Yeah. Look, damn it, now I don't know who to cheer for.
You cheer for the violence. That's what you cheer for.
Yeah, that's what it's here for.
Yeah. Whatever the outcome is, I will announce the winner with the same gusto as whoever wins. So it'll be a legendary call one way or another, assuming I still have a voice for it. So
Absolutely, man. So you're saying there's more matches that we need to be tuned in for, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's only 4 matches that have been announced.
Yep.
And we've got at least 3 more, I'm sure, that are going to come. And we haven't even touched anybody in set 6.
Correct.
I think the other big storyline thing that came out of Matthew Palmer's Wild West Wrestling show, I hate that I have to say that the entire way through. But the other big storyline thing is that Man and JD Griffey are not on the same page in the slightest.
You know what? I'm going to say this here. Respect the Man.
Yeah.
Respect Man.
Look, Man pulled out some moves against Jesse Funaki I did not know he had in his belt. The double springboard inverted senton into the triple jump moonsault. I was like, where did that come from?
Where did it come from?
And I think that's huge. I also think that it's very interesting that JD Griffey kind of gets added to the picture as almost the 7th member of set 6. And Man all of a sudden is like, huh, that's weird. Now he's the shiny new toy and everybody gets to back him. And Man looks like he's taking a little bit of offense to that.
You know what? I would too, honestly, if I were Man.
Yeah, I mean, look, of all the members, Man's been there the longest, right?
Yep.
Him and TJ Slater. And for JD Griffey to just come waltzing on the scene and Jamie Oliver throw his weight behind Griffey and help him win the Prospect Championship where's the bread for Man, right?
Right.
So I get that too.
I get it, man. And it makes me worry. It makes me worry for set 6. Not so much because they've been on such a high. It's kind of refreshing to kind of see them trying to balance themselves out for once. So they're in an interesting spot right now. They really are. And we probably need Demo here.
Yeah, Demo, who we really haven't seen a whole lot of since losing the MPX championship to Brick Savage. We saw him that 1 week right afterwards. But aside from that, kind of radio silent from the Shining Truth. Kind of interested to see what his take on all of this is.
Absolutely.
obviously conspicuous by his absence. Jamie Aller was not here last week, and JD Griffey. I think that might be the biggest thing is that JD Griffey kind of took charge of it, and it's like you
That's what
just
I'm
got here,
saying.
bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Man-Man's been there the entire time, so
And that makes me think Man-Man's the loyal one. And he's trying to hold this down for Demo, and it doesn't look that on the outside looking in, looks like Man is trying to tell Griffey, like, hey man, you're not the leader of the set six. We have one.
Yeah. Well, and like, before Demo was really revealed to be part of set six, it was Man-Man's group.
Yep.
Man was kind of the brains behind it. I think he was the last one to remove his mask from the group when they originally debuted on the scene around this time last year.
That is correct.
Yeah, so I mean, he was kind of the de facto brains behind it before Jamie Aller and Demo Diamond kind of came in. So interested to see if any of that brings or comes up during the Purge this weekend.
Very much interested. Very much interested in that. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. So we got more matches coming, but I do want to jump into some Who Runs the World. Because we have that rapidly approaching as well. You know what? When this got announced, I thought we had way more time, but as we get closer to August 9th, it's like, man, this kind of snuck up in here.
Yeah, 2 weeks away. And very excited. A lot of great matches have been announced for it. The Fatal 4-Way or the Bad Bitch Brawl. Are we allowed to say that on this?
Go ahead, man.
Right. The Bad Bitch Brawl kind of snuck up on us too, and I'm very excited to see the dynamic between all four of these competitors in the ring with Nyla Rose, Charity King, Baby D, and oh my gosh,
who else is in that?
Oh my gosh, who was the fourth one? Nyla Rose, Charity King, Baby D. Morgan Mercy. Oh my gosh,
Whoa.
Yeah. I got to make sure I don't forget that. It is Morgan, right? Yeah.
Morgan's on the card. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was announced, obviously. And then most recently, it's going to be kind of a classic that we see. Shay and Emmy, who we know just from seeing around the entire scene. Shay Carmichael and Emmy Camacho have faced each other numerous times in numerous promotions. Been up and down. I mean, we've seen him face off at Dragon Slayer. We've seen him face off in Austin and Houston and just all over Texas. So kind of interested to see how they put themselves on this kind of a stage.
I'm super excited for this card because like that 4-way is such a mix of personalities. So I'm really excited to see what this card turns out, man. And the people that got announced that are on this card, it's a who's who. And I love that. I really do love it.
Yeah. I'm also interested now, and especially after this past week, of course, I'm very interested to see how the dynamic in that triple threat changes. The triple threat, the main event, which is Hyan and Vert Vixen and Masha Slamovich, there was a decent amount of like leverage to be gained in that, right? For especially for Vert and for Hyan, right?
Yeah.
But now Masha's not the TNA champion anymore.
That is correct.
So like, not that I'm
still not over that, by the way.
Yeah, that is an entirely different discussion.
That's a different podcast. I'm not over that.
I am all for getting a lower promotion, more exposure on a national level. I think there's both ways to look at it. But regardless, the way this match goes, Masha's not the champion anymore. And not that the stakes have lowered any for Hyan or for Vert, but I don't know. I feel like that kind of impetus to like, oh, let's go ahead and like, let's prove it so that we can, maybe potentially get a shot at the TNA championship in the future. Like that's not on the radar anymore.
Right.
Those stakes aren't there. But now Masha probably has a higher stake to best both of them, to try to claw her way back into a relevant title picture hunt, So I'm interested to see how that all plays out.
Very much, very much. Let's go to the chat real quick because people have been chiming in.
Yeah,
Solar says no, brick 7 belts isn't going anywhere.
right. Well, what we were, I think I left a comment on their page saying they'd be the world breaker if they got kept with the eighth belt and all that, because he's
Yeah,
going up for
that's
another
awesome.
championship next Friday too. So
That's awesome. And then Butter should have kept that TNA championship. I agree, bro. I agree.
yeah, I err on, I can fall on both sides of the fence here, right?
Yeah,
On one side, people who didn't know TNA wrestling existed are now getting more exposure to TNA through NXT, which is great.
fair point.
But also, it kind of looks bad when both of your champs, both of your main champs, are not anybody on your roster.
Right,
So
right.
I get that. And this is not a case of multiverse stuff, right? We were talking
No,
at the start of the show where like VIP wrestling exists completely separate from MPX, and so like they're completely different universes. This is not the same thing. Uh, NXT and TNA are canon in each other's worlds, which means that Zack Ryder and Matt Cardona could cause just explode. But
yep.
that is something that I think TNA needs to be very careful about. Yes, they're getting more exposure, but at the risk of people just looking at their talent, going like, okay, who cares? Um,
True, true. And I'm in this weird spot too because looking at TNA and being a real big TNA fan,
mhm.
it it's good because you see stuff like Slammiversary and them having their
Yep,
largest crowd. And you're starting to see more of those guys on NXT and you're getting to know these people. That I'm happy for. But I'm almost like, man, let them be. All right, you got them to this level, let
sure,
them be. You
yeah,
know, I think in my brain, I'm just like, back off. I wasn't a fan when AEW did it. Just back off. You got them the exposure, you gave them the look. That's great. Let them build. But now they're at this point to where, like, if you take the titles off of them, now you're worried if they're going to be able to stand alone
yeah.
without the WWE's help. And that's where I don't want them to get to. And it's just like, you're walking a fine line for me. And that it just I get a weird feeling with it.
I've got a
Personally.
weird feeling about it too, and I feel like you can't just you can't just fix it by switching the title again, right? You can't just
Right.
have somebody beat Trick Williams for it and it's all like, oh, cool, good. Like you gotta have, unfortunately, some long-term storytelling. And I think that the way that the two shows are right now, you can't necessarily do the long-term storytelling with that and put over your individual products. I think,
Right.
and if this is an experiment to see if that kind of thing can work, okay, I get it, but like I fail to see where you can have a long-term storyline with Trick Williams being the TNA champion on NXT constantly or on TNA, but also highlight the fact that Oba Femi, the indestructible monster, is still your NXT champion. Uh,
Fact.
yeah, I feel like Oba is getting glossed over, and that's not
Fact.
good for NXT either.
No, it's not. And that's why I say you're walking this fine line because Trick is the guy for TNA, but it looks like because he's on Raw. He was on Raw.
Yeah,
Undertaker comes to NXT, choke slams him, right? And it's like you still got Oba here, dude. Like, what are we gonna do
right.
with him? You know
And
what I
so,
mean?
yeah, it's God, it is such an interesting discourse because, you know, you are kind of putting TNA in a good light by making him the focus of NXT, right? You're
Right,
making the TNA champion the focus of NXT, but your champion is languishing over there.
right,
They're
right.
running through some of the same feuds. They're they're just kind of being dominant. I would love to see it kind of switched almost where Obafemi ends up taking the TNA championship, ends up as this double champion, and now we've got competitors from both sides trying to go for it.
Trying to get it. Yep.
And it makes
no one
it
can.
more impactful if somebody does take it from him.
Exactly. I'm with you. I'm with you there. And then, so here's a question: are we going to see another invasion angle? I think you're kind of seeing it. Really,
I think it's already there.
Yeah, I think you're kind of seeing it already.
Well, I mean, hell, the Santino's going to challenge for the freaking North American Championship.
Yep.
I don't know necessarily how I feel about that. Not necessarily. Not necessarily because it's Santino Marella, although like I feel like Ethan Page has earned having a more serious challenger. But also like Santino's not in the prime anymore. Like,
right. That's why I said he hasn't wrestled in forever, man.
It's kind. I mean, I know he had the little tag match with his daughter. Great, cool, but like that's not a viable contender.
Right.
That's not one of those that you look at. It's like watching Goldberg go for the World Heavyweight Championship. You're just like, okay, great. That would do nothing for me. That's not the move. Now, I see a lot of people saying that like, oh, you got to put a WWE belt on a TNA star. I agree with that. This is not the move, though.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that wholly. And we say all that to say the stakes are still high for this triple threat match.
Oh my gosh, sorry. Yes. Who runs the world? I'm sorry. Yes. The stakes are massively high for this on a lot of different angles and such. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
I'm sorry. So we've got Emmy Camacho, Shea Carmichael. We've got the Bad Bitch Brawl. We've got that triple threat match, and you obviously and the Money Birds. Man, I gotta tell you, I'm stoked to see the Money Birds
versus London Dior and Kia Dream, right?
Yeah, Kaya Dream. Yeah. Man, oh, that's gonna be so good. So we know that the Money Birds and Kaya Dream are all familiar with each other from ROW, and then you throwing in. Oh man, this is throwing in London Dior, who needs to be probably down there in ROW, if we're being honest.
Absolutely.
This is going to be a killer tag match. Honestly, I got to interact with Lady Bird Monroe at the first Dragon Slayer show, and I was an instant fan. I am a fan of the way she works, the way she conducts herself, her look, her presence in the ring, and all that. And I'm very excited to see them tag up and go against two impressive athletes in London Dior and Kaya Dream.
Yep. That's gonna be a sleeper match of the night for me. I
think so too. Yeah, I think people are gonna walk away from that getting to know more about London Dior, and then realizing that the Money Birds need to be elsewhere besides just Houston.
Yeah, I agree. And the Money Birds have been doing excellent work for a while. But I like this pairing of Dream and Dior. I do. It's like speed and power and finesse and just raw strength. I like that pairing a lot.
And then personality-wise, honestly, like that's a pretty good pairing as far as the tag team goes. We got two people of like-minded, upper echelon style thinking for their brands, so to speak. And I think this is a great partnership. Like this is like a huge merger of two corporations that can just ascend and go to the top. So I think this is a great pairing in that regard.
I agree too. And I agree with your assessment of Lady Bird Monroe. Been following her for a while too. She's everything that you say she is.
And then speaking of looking over champions, we cannot look over the fact that Reza Clark is going to be defending the MPX Women's Championship against Abaddon.
That match is gonna be talked about for a while.
Yeah. And again, as far as personalities go, we've got the Dread Pirate against this living dead person, and I'm so excited to see the story that gets told in this match, because Riza's a bad bitch. Like, let's just get that out of the way.
Absolutely.
She a bad bitch, right? Especially when she
Absolutely.
wants to be. And she carries herself with such an aura. But it's like going up again, when people say that the Undertaker makes his entrance and he's already beaten you by the time he gets to the ring, that's Abaddon.
Yep.
By the time that entrance is done, then by the time they make their entrance in, it's half the battle right there.
Yep. Look, comment here from CJ. I need to see Abaddon work. Been following on socials, but haven't seen her in ring yet. Tune in.
Yeah,
Tune in.
Also, do your research, man. Like, I gotta.
You know what I'm gonna recommend, and it's not because he's probably watching, but look up Abaddon versus Matthew Palmer in a casket match at Pro Wrestling Revolver.
Yeah.
Hell of a match.
Sure. And then if you're looking for like women's action in that, go look up Athena and Abaddon. It took place at MPX. Like Google and YouTube are just a short click away, thankfully. And so like we have access to this wonderful library of matches that we can look at and see what we're in store for. And we're very glad to be in store for this match.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm saying it. This match is going to be talked about for a while.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So very good stuff, man. Very good stuff. Let's round this out, close it up. Any final thoughts you got?
No, I'm pleasantly surprised that we managed to avoid the other elephant in the room. And
I was actively avoiding it.
Yeah, that's fine. So no, excited to see all the addicts at the Purge this weekend. That's going to be phenomenal. I can't wait to see what other matches get introduced. And also, this goes to the whole multiverse thing, right? But kind of have to bring up the fact that VIP Wrestling is going to be next Friday. And Brick Savage, because they won the Wrestling Revolver Texas title at MPX, they're putting that championship on the line against JD Griffey and the VIP Heavyweight Championship. That's a winner-take-all match. I'm going to plug that because that's going to be a massive main event.
Whoa.
Did you not know that?
No, I saw something, but I didn't really read into it.
Oh yeah,
like I knew they were going up against each other, but yeah, that just hit.
Yeah, and I mean,
I knew they were going up against each other.
We could talk about that more next week, obviously, because we'll do this on Thursday, which will be the day before the show. But yeah, JD Griffey in over 500 days as VIP Heavyweight Champion versus the World Breaker, the Revolver Texas Champion, title for title, winner take all.
Wow,
it's kind of a crazy, unprecedented thing. This will be the first time that the Revolver Texas Championship will be defended, and it could be a winner take all thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like I knew they were facing off, but I didn't know the stakes were that high. That's crazy.
Yeah, when the match first got announced, it was only for the VIP Heavyweight Championship.
That's what I thought.
Which was going to be a banger anyway, but now the added stakes of the Revolver Texas Championship being added into this just shot things up through the roof.
Wow.
Yeah. So that'll be a topic of discussion.
Yes, it will be. Oh my goodness. Yes, it will be. Man, that's dope. That is really dope. And that took away my whole thought because I had something I wanted to close out with.
Well, enjoy
now
what
I'm
you're
just
going to enjoy.
That. Wow. That's wow. Shout out to VIP.
Right. Yeah, excited for the collaboration. Excited again to see the Revolver Texas Championship be defended across different brands.
Absolutely, man.
In Texas. So, yeah, this will be big.
Absolutely. But I got nothing.
Yeah.
That took my breath. I got nothing.
I just might drop you. Sorry.
So that's it, man. So for everybody watching, thank y'all for tuning in. Come back next time. Until then, take care of each other. Enjoy what you're gonna enjoy. Peace.
See you later.
And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmick. Yeah. And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmick. Yeah. And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmicks, gimmicks.